Yep. Mic check. There's Rocksteady. Don't mind these lot down here, right? It's a Bad Bunny Calvin Klein collection advertisement. All right. I know we got some we got some fruity happenings down there, people. So as I admire the bulge, I will block them up for my eyes only. Black Dahlia Murder. Nocturnal, recommended on the Patreon by Lance. Brett, let me tell you something. Lance, I'm very, very familiar with the Black Dahlia Murder. This record, I might know a couple of tunes. But this band is very cohesive. This band, in my opinion, from what I'm aware of Black Dahlia Murder, never really put out a bad project. They were always very tight. They had a very strong brand. And I got into one of my gateways into extreme music was in high school. An older guy in the year above, put me onto some music he was into. Bring Me the Horizon, Architects. And these bands were different back then. Black Dahlia Murder. In particular, there was a tune called I'm Charming. And I'm Charming was off of the record Miasma. Miasma, perhaps. Miasma, I think it was called. So I'm familiar with the Black Dahlia Murder. I've actually also seen the Black Dahlia Murder twice. One on a stacked bill called Bone Crusher Festival. It was a tour that came around. It was Black Dahlia Murder. Obscura, The Faceless, Carnifex were on it, I think. Yeah, Carnifex were on it. Skeleton Witch. A stat bill, as far as metal's concerned. Skeleton Witch. There was another couple of decent names on there. There was definitely a couple of other decent names, as to which have left my mind. Just search Bone Crusher Festival like 2010 or something, 2009 or something, and it'll be a stat bill. And then I saw Black Dahlia Murder do a headline bill, who was supported by Flesh God Apocalypse, about a year or so after, maybe a couple of years after. Black Dahlia Murder, Flesh God. Who else was on that bill? I can't remember who else was on that bill, but I pissed a lot of people off for stage diving at that event. I was starting to get into hardcore at that point, so there we go. Black Dahlia Murder, Everything Went Black. Let's jump in. Put a long story short, I think this band's quite good. What more needs to be said? And the frontman took his life, didn't he, recently? Well, relatively recent, which is a bit bleak. Shit happens, bro. He seemed like a good guy, very knowledgeable on metal. I mean, half of it you can't hear, but one thing I give credit to this band is the lyrical content. Quite poetic in nature. Like, if you ever get a lyric sheet up, it's like he's constructing a novel through word. He always paints a good picture. I think they have a song called like Paint a Vulgar Picture or something like that. One thing I gotta say as well, this style of music, mellow death, but sometimes the riffs verge on a little deathcore, the pedal bottom note and it ding 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 ding, that sort of stuff. Very fun to play on guitar. I think this band tuned to if it's not drop C, it's C standard, isn't it? But very fun to play on guitar, these style riffs. Kind of crazy. 10 years ago, someone left a comment proof you can be happy and play metal at the same time. Let's see if anyone's left an edgy statement on that. Someone definitely didn't delete it. As I've responded, you really felt the need to comment that on a 7-year-old post. You know what? One thing about that Trevor dude, I didn't know him personally, but what I saw was he would always communicate and have his ear to the ground of up and coming bands. You know, he wasn't. Dahlia made a very, very, very well established act, and at that point, you can feel free to stop caring about new music. You know, a lot of acts don't care. That was Everything Went Black. And the brilliant thing about this band, and what I assume the rest of the record is going to be like, is we're all going to be very consistent to the quality and caliber of the performance we heard there. I'm not going to express myself completely on this one video because we need to keep things moving. Next, we've got What a Horrible Night to Have a Curse. There's ROCKSTEADY King of the Pit TV, listening to Nocturnal by BDM, the Black Dahlia Murder, alright? Yeah, you know, we've got a lot to talk about over this record. Some about the music, some about metal in general, because a band like this touches me to the core, because, yeah, as if you've only just joined in the journey now, I referenced on the first track of this record, Black Dahlia Murder was one of the bands that got me into extreme metal. In particular, it was the song I'm Charming, which I downloaded independently, illegally, perhaps, off of LimeWire back in the day, and it was intense for me at the time. Do you know when you first get into metal, and it's hard to reconnect with them particular moments, but at some point, you will have heard some extremity. If you're into this sort of music and onwards, at some point, you heard something which was like so different and extreme, because this is complete counterculture music, isn't it, really? I mean, punk rock is by default, but you know where I'm coming from. You know, you're not going to, you know, make many friends in your city centre by blasting this from a boombox, you know. What a Horrible Night to Have a Curse. Let's jump straight in. But that tune, I'm Charming, is still one of my favourite metal songs. I don't know where this came in the list. I think because I'm Charming was on my asthma. Was Nocturnal prior or after that? Nocturnal. I'm going to have a guess. Well, I don't need to guess. This video was put up in 2007. Was this 2007 record? Because there was Unhallowed as well, wasn't there? As far as the earlier records are concerned. Put some respect on this act as a whole, though. The lyrical content is great, poetic, thought-provoking, grim. The vocals are fantastic because you have these piercing, shrieking, witchcraft, grim, high vocals, and then the low vocal is just... He excelled in both degrees of the vocal, and I'm going to be doing a lot of... positive commentary throughout the entirety of this record. So if you want to hear some criticism, you might get some at some point, but it's not going to be like sometimes when I listen to a record and just bury it. I do think this is a good band. The guitar work is fantastic, super tight, great riffing, stays within a particular boundary without getting boring, you know? The drum work is incredible. Bassist, no, you don't hear the bassist shine much in this band. This is one of them bands where, I don't think the bassist has much space to noodle. You might hear a little bit of a noodle going on in the solo sections, but generally speaking, we're just riffing with the guitars, aren't we? No beer today. We're sipping on a 0 sugar, cheap energy drink, alright? I'm on good behaviour today. Shannon Lucas. Bum 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 bum. One thing you'll find about this band is that most, proper metalheads always cast judgment on this band or are afraid to say that they're good. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's the imagery. I don't know if it's, the higher vocal line. We are verging into the realms of deathcore from time to time with the vocals. There's something that really frightens your traditional metalhead with this band. And when I say traditional, I mean, your metalhead who's into death metal and stuff. They always get frightened when you talk about how good the Black Dahlia murder is, Who's better, Black Dahlia Murder or Suicide Silence? That's my question to you. Brilliant. Great tune. Let's not waste no time, and I don't want to see the jokes. I'm not bothered about the jokey comical element. I think it creates a good contrast between the serious nature of the music in relation to the imagery, but nah, I'm not into that sort of stuff. I don't find humour in it. We got Virally Yours coming up next, alright, track number 3. Yes! Now bless now people, don't forget to rest now. There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV, signing in. Let's keep things moving. Virally Yours is track number 3 of 10. We're listening to Nocturnal, not Nocturnal, Nocturnal by the Black Dahlia Murder. This listen through goes out to Lance. I recommended this on the Patreon. This one's Virally Yours. Let's go. Someone says that the album cover's badass. You know what? The cover to Miasma's better. I love that cover, that over-the-top night shot of the city. There's some lovely symmetry, though, on this. Hard. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Ba-da-da-da-da. Great blasting, huh? Ba-da-da-da. Brilliant. Brilliant. Straight off with that one. That was Virally Yours. What needs to be said, really? I did have something to say. Them riffs, they are mellow death riffs, but due to when I got into music, they always remind me of deathcore riffs. But deathcore took, you know, that from death metal, plain and simple. We've got I Worship Only What You Bleed coming up through. It says bass playthrough, but I'm sure it's on the official Black Dahlia Murder playlist, so I assume it's the real deal. There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV signing in. We've got a bass playthrough here, but it is on the Nocturnal playlist by the official Black Dahlia Murder page, so I assume we have the actual audio just in playing through it in the meantime. Yeah, let's jump straight in. It's a track 4 of 10. We're listening to the BDM. Let's go. It's a brief one for the Black Dahlia Murder at 2 minutes. Metal Blade Records. Is this the original bassist or something? I seen in the related videos of the last video that the drummer also performed or performs in oh, what is it? All That Remains? Is that the band? Or something along the lines of that? Which is an act I think I had a record of back in the day, but quite forgettable in all honesty. Come on. Ba-da-da-da-da. Hard. You know, what was I going to call it? I'm losing my mind, people. Assalamu alaikum. Not my problem. Flipping, I worship only what you bleed. I was going to make a comment, but I've completely forgot what it was. Yeah, the drumming. Fantastic on the blasts. I'm not a drummer, so I can't differentiate why some blasts on some records by some bands sound so much better than other blasts on other records by other bands. And it's not down to the fact the drummer is better. It's just, I don't know as to whether it's a different timbre of drum. I don't know if it's a different sound engineering. I don't know if it's a different beat altogether and an incorporation of maybe a double kick instead of a single or something along the lines of that. Some degree of ghost note. But on this record, the blast beats sound fantastic. They've got great pop and it's not like you're being barraged with a machine gun at the side of the head. It's tight, composed, and in its own way, even though there is no... You know, there is a note, but there isn't a note, harmonically speak. Well, there is. I don't want to give you false information. There is notes. The drums are tuned, but there is a melodic sense. It sounds good. It's pleasing to the ears. We've got the title track, Nocturnal, coming up next. There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV, signing in. Track 5 of 10 on Nocturnal is entitled Nocturnal. This listen through goes out to my friend Lance, who recommended this on the Patreon. Let's go.
Just so skillfully sick.
I mean, I know this is very modern death metal, but that sounds like Deicide, that. This. I mean, it's not Glenn Bentel's high vocals, but like the dual vocal atop of that riff there and the rhythm was very traditional death metal. Tasteful. Tasteful. But back here in the 2000s, as far as lead guitar was concerned on these metal bands, every one of these bands was sweet picking. Every one of these bands was sweet picking, man. I used to like All Shall Perish. Anybody know about that one? All Shall Perish were fucking sick, mate. Might do some All Shall Perish on this channel. Come on. Cool number that. I like the guitar solo. Little touching of reverb on there. You know what? These sound engineers, I don't know how they do it. They are the modern day magician. The way they can, and you know, there's more sense in that than most people would believe, you know. Music is mathematical in a sense, you know, and you are utilizing and manipulating vibration, but that's a story for another time. That's for them esoteric channels to talk about, you know. That's for the occult, not for us over at King of the Pit TV, where we talk about dance floor fillers, you know. But these sound engineers, the way that guy could make that guitar solo sounded so good in front of such a whole depth of sound, and still have the solo pop, still have you hear the effects upon that solo without drowning anything out, finding its own space in the mix. I don't know how they do it. Amazing. We've got Death Mask Divine coming up next. Yes! There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV, Nocturnal, track 6 of 10 by the Black Dahlia Murderers, Death Mask Divine. This is one of their more popular tunes. I know that for nothing. Let's go. Thrash metal. Anybody ever listened to Dissection before? I've not. Let's go. It doesn't touch you right there at the start, because there's so much amazing noise. But these dudes are good songwriters, and I'm not speaking lyrically. I'm not speaking vocally singing a song, although it's great. The structuring of the songs, the transition of the riffs, the energy dynamics. The dudes are very good songwriters. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Grim. Back to the energy in 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, we're here solo, eh? Come on. Boom, 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 boom. Don't mess about. Come on now. Ting, 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 ting. There you go, brilliant, brilliant. What do you think makes that one stand out more so than the others? Is it just a means of the algorithm pushing that one more than the others? Or is it maybe the guitar solo section? The fact that they've slowed it down and reeled it in a little bit for this grim, slower tempo moment, which they don't tend to touch too often, you know? It tends to be quite high-paced, quite high frequency throughout the entirety. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. We've got Of Darkness Spawned coming up next, track number 7. I'll see you there. Yes, now bless now, people. Don't forget to rest now. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV signing in. Of Darkness Spawned is the title of this one. We're listening to Nocturnal by The Black Dahlia Murder, track 7 of 10. This is devoted to Lance, who recommended this on the Patreon. One love to my brother. Let's jump in. Let me tell you something as well, right? This could be considered metalcore if you just change the drum beat. If you change the drum beat to something mid-tempo, make it sound like Flipping Marauder or something, these riffs would be crushing, you know? Mid-tempo as opposed to high-tempo. Tight guitar there. Good use of dual guitars on this one. Let's go. Tight. What a great production this is. I loved hearing the dual guitars there. There was some intricate little licks I was hearing on panned onto the left hand side there, which caught my attention every once in a while. Very good, very good, very good. We've got Climactic Degradation coming up next. There's Rocksteady King of the Pit TV. Track 8 of 10 on Nocturnal is Climactic Degradation. Let's jump in, shall we? Within a moment. Bada bing, bada.
It all started in a...
Oh, Automia. I've got an Automia. 100 grand at least. You're advertising to the wrong people. Come on. Let's go. Not speaking on you, speaking on me. Put some respect on this. This guy says this band knows how to structure songs so well. Completely agree. Completely agree. Let's go. Not a bad tune. What needs to be said? Relatively uncommon. We get a tune under 3 minutes. But we know what we're getting. The thing is, 3 songs into this record, I could tell you what we're getting. High quality, consistent, pristine metal music. We've got a couple of long ones to finish off. This one borderline 5 minutes to a breathless oblivion. I think I've seen the title of this one before, so this is one of the more played ones on the record. Let's move on to it. Yes, now bless now people. Des Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV, signing in to a breathless oblivion is track number 9 of 10. We're listening to Nocturnal tonight by the Black Dahlia Murder. Let's jump in. Heavy metal. Odd timing, huh? Someone's done a playlist saying that it's the all original studio albums, and there's 101 videos on there, implying that across their studio discography they did 101 songs, eh? There's so much double kick on this record. Come on. That one had a different energy to it. That one was a little more grim than the rest. A little more atmospheric, and by atmospheric, generally, I just mean a little more open in the riffage, a little more chordy, a little less emphasized on the tightness and intricate picking. And what more needs to be said? Let's finish this record off. We've got Warborn to finish off. Quality title of a song. There's ROCKSTEADY King of the Pit TV finishing off Nocturnal by the Black Dahlia Murder. This album was recommended on the Patreon by my friend Lance. Let's finish this record off. Warborn is the title of this one. What a great title. What a great title. Track 10 of 10. Let's go. These dudes coming in like flipping Phil Anselmo with them backing vocals though. just plugging away there, just plugging away. You know what? It was quite a different concept. I didn't follow the lyrical content, but to have the audacity and the literal firing of guns there at the end and the sampling of, warfare was quite separate to the more mythical and magical elements of what this band normally produces. Normally they go for more of an outside of this world, emphasis. But on that one, it seemed, well, as far as the title and the sample is concerned, a little bit more down to earth and literal, which, I don't normally associate with this band. Plugged away, it was heavy. Double kick there to finish off. I'm going to give you my rating on this record in the next video. I'll see you there. Yes, now bless now, people. Do not forget the rest now. It's Des Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV signing in. The Black Dahlia Murder. Nocturnal was the record we just listened to. It was promoted and sold to me on the black market. That is the Patreon. It was devoted to my friend Lance, who put it forward. He said, bruh, you got to check out the Black Dahlia Murder. And you know what? I started off this listen through with a little dialogue about my experience with this band. I'm not familiar with Nocturnal. I've never listened to this record in its entirety. I was into the record Miasma, heard that, and I think I had Unhallowed on CD back in the day. Whether I listened to it in its entirety, who knows? All I know is that I came in here with a preemptive bias in a positive manner towards this band. I knew they were good. I knew they were quality. I knew they were a great metal band. With that being said, this album was good, and it's a blessing and it's a curse how consistent this band is and was, because you're always getting a quality record, but generally speaking, the sound doesn't ever really stray too far from the central point, and they're essentially like the Hatebreed of melodic death metal in that sense, that you pick a Hatebreed CD up, you kind of know what riffage you're getting. You know what vocal line you're getting for the most part. But if you like Hatebreed, you'll flipping love Hatebreed. And if you dislike Hatebreed, you're probably going to dislike the next Hatebreed record. For me, I like this band. I like this band's sound. I like the dual vocals. Dual, not in regards to there being two vocalists, but the highs and the lows. I think he executes both styles in a fantastic fashion. The drummer is amazing. The production is amazing. Lyrical content, amazing, albeit you don't really have clarity on the vocal line. I have read some of the lyrical content. I know it's brilliant. It's grim. It's frostbitten. So what I want in like a metal band, not overtly disturbed and glorified for the sake of it. Like, there's great substance, there's great storytelling in a devilish fashion that they provoke without it just being for shock value. There is great talent involved in the writing process. Guitar work, fantastic. As somebody who enjoys to riff from time to time, I can tell you that, them style of riffs, don't get me wrong, takes you a little moment just to get the timing under your fingers, just to get it to that tightness. But once you get them riffs under your fingertips, incredibly fun style of guitaring to play and perform, most definitely. Bassist, don't really get too much time to shine. It is what it is. Production-wise, you don't really pick out the bass guitar too much. Definitely serves purpose. You probably acknowledge if it was gone, but generally speaking, just follows the guitar line. I'm going to rate this record 7.5 out of 10. I know it's the Black Dahlia Murder, and they don't necessarily dial it down on the tempo and the intensity, but if they threw in a couple, just 2 or 3 in the record, like slower tempo chug, headbang riffs, the real headbang riffs, then I might bump it to an 8, but I can't hate the band for what they aren't, because I know that's not the band that just isn't the band they are. But if they were to do a couple of them, couple of mid-tempo at the very least, not in a thrash metal sense, but in more of a metalcore sense, I'd probably just bump them up to that 8. But that's a fantastic score from me, and on that note, I'm signing out, people. One love, peace.